own body but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. But I speak this by permission and not of commandment. For I would that all men were even as I myself, but every man hath his proper gift of God, one after this manner and another after that. The only situation in which physical relations between a man and a woman is okay with God is in the biblical marriage relationship. Anything else is either fornication, adultery, or sodomy. Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5. The Lord is going to establish a principle that people need to pay attention to. Matthew 5, verse 27 and 28. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. He says you don't have to do the act. You can just look and think. Okay? The principle holds true with adultery, with fornication, and with sodomy. And it doesn't matter if you're looking at a physical person in front of you or some sort of a representation. Matthew 6, pick it up, 22, 23, 24. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters. For he either will hate the one and love the other, or else he'll hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Can't do it. Okay. Genesis 6. Genesis 6, verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. What did he say the world's going to be like before he sends his wrath on this world again? As it was in the days of Noah. Right? Stay in Genesis chapter 8, verse 21. 8:21. This is after the ark's come to rest. They parked it up there, and they had a parking spot just for them on top of Mount Ararat. Back it in. Let the animals out. He's giving an offering to God. The Lord smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. God says, I'd be constantly wiping the world out if I do. Because man's heart and his imagination is only evil continually. This mind up here is as rotten and as no good as your flesh is. Romans chapter 1, verse 21. Romans 1, we're going to go 21 down to 32. Romans 1, 21 to the end of the chapter. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Why? Because they let stuff in through the light of their eyes that shouldn't be there, and their whole heart became darkness. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts. The heart is wicked, desperately evil. Who can know it? Right? To dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Fornication. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature, man, more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, God gave them up to vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. The world calls it lesbianism, or LBGT, whatever. Likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was mean. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, isn't that the world? Right? God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Where did it all begin? Fornication. That's the beginning of the descent down into madness. All right, we're going to stop there for tonight. Now, Lord willing, next week, we'll continue. I'm going to go into that second definition of fornication in the Bible, which is spiritual fornication, idol worship, false religion, and heresy. So we'll stop there for tonight. Does anybody have any questions for me? Anybody that would like me to repeat anything, any verses, any comments? All right, we'll go ahead and stop there then.